What's up, everybody? Welcome from A to Z. I definitely got a good old school friend in the building, man. It's
Sure.
really glad to see you, man. Definitely let us know who you are, man.
Uh, like you said, I'm old school with you. I've known you for years, but I'm Brendon. Used to do graffiti back with you back in high school,
Hell
back
yeah,
in back in
dude.
the day, back in the day.
Yeah, definitely fun times, man, for real.
Yeah, I miss collabing all the time, like kind of what you see up here.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
But
guys. So what you're seeing in the front is some of his artwork. He did a portrait of my dog, and then on the other side, it's some of his style. I mean, yeah. Tell me, bro. Like, what's like your style? What do you like to do?
man, it's changed so much over the years. Like back in the day, like I used to always try to copy everything else because I always sucked at drawing. So like you wouldn't believe that from what I can do now, but I always tried to copy everything else because I couldn't do it on my own. So I ended up meeting this dude named Xavier back in middle school. Him and Ugo, these guys could, I mean, draw the ass off. Like
Hey, wait, Xavier, the one I just had on the podcast?
Flores,
No, no, no. Okay,
no,
no.
there's a Hispanic cat.
Oh, okay, okay.
He used to do the CTS. Remember how he used to do CTS all the time?
Yeah.
I think his older brother was the one who created that. Well,
Oh,
anyways, he showed me two letters back in sixth grade. I used to do it for months and months,
yeah.
like until I could do it on my own. So I traced it, drew it, whatever else, and until I could learn the style. Because I always thought it was awesome, but like I didn't have that talent that he just naturally had. So I kind of forced myself to learn all that stuff. So for the longest time, I was really big into graffiti. So like when I got done with one style, like hey man, hit me with a couple random letters like just like a letter M or a Z or just something random so I could do something with it,
Yeah.
and so I could build it higher and higher and higher. Well, anyways, that's where I ended up being able to get to this point. So for many years, I did that, and then I started getting into the tattoo style because not everybody wants graffiti. You know what I mean? You can do
Yeah.
a lot more stuff like crosses, praying hands. It's kind of like your simple like hood style tattoo stuff. So I did a lot of that, and then started getting into more like the spray paint cans. Like that's when I met you back when I was a freshman,
Yeah.
and so we used to collab back and forth a lot.
Yeah, dude. I always thought you were amazing, bro. So I'm surprised you're saying that.
Well, no, like realistically, like I used to have really bad handwriting as a kid,
Yeah, yeah,
and
same here.
I forced myself to learn it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
more or less, I actually really was terrible. Like I was horrible, and I forced myself to become better because I wanted to be able to do it.
yeah,
So
yeah. I feel you,
so
man.
it took a long time to be able to do this. So more or less,
Yeah,
it.
impressive though, man. I remember the first time I seen you, bro. I looked at your shoes, bro, and I was like, man, I gotta tell this guy he has awesome shoes.
Oh, are you talking about the forces that I did with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Auburn stuff on it?
I think the color was like the lining was purple or black or something. But I was like, man, I have to tell him his shoes are nice as fuck, bro.
I remember I had two pairs. There was white high tops that I did. It was black lining, and it was like it said AK for like Auburn Knights,
Okay.
and then I had like some red in there, and then I had a pair of low tops that I did my stepdad's last name because I was originally going to change my last name a
Mm,
long time ago.
okay.
Um, just personal reasons on that one,
Yeah, yeah.
but like I did the last name across the side of the shoe, and I had like blues, reds, purples, like all these different colors collabed on the side of the shoe. So
Okay.
I don't remember which one you've seen, but
Yeah, I know it was like some crazy letter, bro. I could never have. I never like was able to read like the letters, but like I always knew the letters looked nice as fuck. Where I just had to compliment you.
okay. I remember how we met. Actually, I just
No,
knew
I
that.
do, bro. Like, yeah, man, it's clear as day. I remember. I don't know if I saw you in the lunchroom or it was outside the main entrance of Auburn.
Mhm.
I was just like, hey, man, you got nice shoes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I remember we used to collab at the lunch table all the time, but I
yeah,
just didn't remember how we actually
yeah, yeah, yeah.
met up or whatever.
Yeah, I still remember.
Well, so you got a better memory than I do. But
Yeah, yeah, but not everything I remember clearly, man. But there's certain things I do remember. Me knowing you or getting or saying something to you the first
mhm.
time, yeah, I definitely remember that.
I remember we was always kicking it at the table, just sitting
Yeah,
there drawing some shit.
yeah, bro. And you always came out with like some fucking amazing lettering, bro. So I always loved your art from the start.
Well, thank you. I've
Yeah,
always liked yours because where I could do lettering, you were in a whole nother field. Like you, like the spray paint cans you see up there. Like,
thank you.
dude, I would have never thought of that.
Yeah,
Like,
bro, you'll be surprised how many people don't think like artists that I have met. Like they really say, I never thought of that. like painting on them or
Hmm.
something, like, and then me, like, I feel like I try to use I try to use everything I have, like I try to not leave scrap behind.
Well, no, that's interesting because like in the graffiti art, how many times do we use spray paint cans in all of our designs, right?
Yeah, yeah, I know,
But
right?
why have we never used the actual spray paint can as art? Like, why
Yeah,
have we not done that before?
yeah, yeah, I feel you, man.
And so I don't know. It's just
And, and I also gotta show respect or whatever, but I didn't come up with that idea. I seen somebody paint on cans,
right.
and that made me want to do my style in that way. So
Really, who do you
yeah.
see do that?
Man, his name was like, and he's like a New York artist, bro.
Are you talking about where do they spray paint canvases and all that, and they sell them like on the street? Type?
Not on the street, but I follow this guy on Facebook, bro. Like he's a New York artist. Like he does graffiti murals,
Hmm.
and then like I seen him do cans of murals, like little cans, and then he had murals of like I seen Kobe, famous people like that.
Really,
Yeah, bro. And I was like, oh shit, that's cool. And then I started to do. I think my first one was like that red one.
the one with the big googly eyes, or the one with the writing on it?
Yeah, the one with the writing on it, and
I got
the
you.
and the pink one, and then like from there it just evolved from the monsters. Yeah.
Nah, that's a cool way because how many times do we always put the googly eyes on a spray paint
Yeah,
can and
right.
turn it into a character? I just
Yeah, and
crazy idea.
yeah, and then well, first it was just like I just paint the cans, and then after a while, I did look at my monster cans, and I was like, let me turn one into a monster, because I got tools,
Right, right.
like
Exacto knives and all that other
yeah, yeah,
crap.
tools like that. So I just like started cutting them and started like messing with the form of it, and
Hmm.
that's how I got some of those.
No, that's honestly like a really crazy idea. I would have never thought of that.
I know, right? Like, you really don't notice what you can do until like you actually just fuck around and start,
Right.
really thinking.
Well, that's actually kind of where my next style came from. Is I had a buddy named Matt, the guy who's done most of my work.
Okay.
Um, he's seen what I could do, and he's always been interested in the lettering scene because everybody can do roses, everybody can do hearts, everybody can do your traditional stuff. But when you see someone do lettering that's like off the wall, there's only a
Yeah.
handful of guys like in the world that tattoo that style.
Yeah, dude.
And so he wanted to turn me into that. So I kind of got really heavy into the tattooing and all that. And that's actually where I actually started tattooing myself at that point, is because he introduced me to a new scene of it.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I liked a lot of that stuff. And just there's a dude like Big Meese. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
No.
Uh, really good tattoo guy.
Wait, here in Rockford or
I think he's in Ohio.
Ohio? Okay.
And then there's another dude. He died recently. Was Norm. His
Okay.
Norm's lettering. The dude is like wicked skilled.
Uh,
Like
that sucks, man. I hate it when like a talented person passes away,
yeah, I don't know how he died, but like it does suck that he's dead. Like he was a great artist, but I mean, I have no idea what his life was like.
man. Yeah, yeah.
There's another dude named Big Sleeps. He does a
Uh,
lot of that LA stuff.
yeah, I heard of him. Yeah,
Yeah, that
definitely.
dude is amazing as well. He was really good friends with Norm, from what I understood, because that's how I found out Norm died.
Oh,
It's
shit.
based off of his pages and all that stuff.
Wait, Norm Norma?
Yeah.
Dude, yes, I followed him on Instagram, bro. I seen like a while ago too. Yeah, he passed away, bro. I seen his lettering, bro. Amazing, bro. For real.
Yeah, there's some other guys. I don't know who's all in it, but they're
Yeah.
called the Lettering Cartel,
Oh, okay.
and those guys are just
Amazing. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, yeah, just based on Norm, bro. Yeah, I bet they're amazing. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but that's actually why I always wear the LA stuff. Is like every city's got their own graffiti, but like the culture in LA is
Yeah,
a
man.
whole nother scene. Like,
That beautiful scene, man.
yeah, it sucks that too many people die over there all the
Yeah,
time.
I know they're right. Like I do want to go to certain places, just to check out the scene. Like when I went to New York, I wanted to check out the graffiti scene, but later I found out it's not everywhere, bro. It's like more in the ghettos, and that's the scary part.
Well, look, you see how I look. I'm covered in tattoos. I got them on my face, my head. There's no
Yeah,
way I'm going to those neighborhoods.
yeah. You know what I mean, though, right?
Yeah,
Like it's kind of like scary because you're not from there. You want to check out the scene, but like,
like you want to check it out, but people are dying there every day just for wearing a color of
yeah,
a
yeah,
shirt
yeah,
or
no.
what you're wearing. It's just not worth it anymore.
Yeah, yeah, and that sucks, man, because like. I want to explore places like that. You know, those scenes where like there's so many graffiti pieces, bro. That's what I dream about sometimes, man. Just like going to places like that and just recording for hours and hours.
Well, I mean, I remember as a kid, I used to go into Chicago all the time. We used to take the train from Elgin, going downtown. Then you'd hit the Blue Line, and you'd see like amazing pieces of art. I don't remember where exactly in Chicago it is. You may have heard of this place, but it's if you're taking the Blue Line train, you stop at Division, you walk a couple blocks, and you get into this Hispanic area,
Man.
and there's this big like flea market. And when you go through there, obviously you're in a Hispanic neighborhood, and there's like a lot of Latin Kings, a lot of gang shit.
Yeah.
But the art you see on the walls and all that, the environment's like super cool. It's just with how I look now, people just ask too many questions. They're
No,
you,
no, yeah, I feel it, man. Yeah, man. Like, not too long ago, just not to speak too long on it. Like, yeah, one of my cousins, man, he got checked and like, bro, he doesn't look like a gangbanger. Well, I mean, to you and me, he won't look like a gangbanger, but like, yeah, man, like it was kind of scary because I remember, man, my nephew, he's innocent, man, like a real cool kid, you know, and like they ended up checking him because he had a hat, just because he had a hat, bro, and you know that kind of like it scared me because you know he's my little cousin, and you know it worried me because you know like I feel like you can't even walk over there, man, without you know getting checked or something, you know.
I get it, man. Trust me, I do.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man. Yeah. How long were you doing tattoos or what, bro?
Uh so on and off. I started around 14. Right shortly after I met you, I started getting more into that tattoo style stuff. There was a dude named TJ. I don't know if you met TJ.
I'm not too good with names.
Okay, TJ was he did a lot of tattoos back in high school because he was actually in high school, but he was doing people's tattoos. He gave me my first couple. Um, and so I kind of met up with him. And then his brother was into the music scene. I think his name is Wooter.
Oh,
He does rapping. He's a local guy. He may have moved to Atlanta. I don't know. Cause I've seen them out in Atlanta, like
okay.
some of their stuff on like Instagram and whatnot. But so like I started mixing, kind of like when you get into tattoos, a lot of things more have meaning
Mhm.
instead of just putting a name on a wall, so to say. So with that, I started looking at the music aspect and how like I enjoyed more doing stuff that meant someone to somebody. And
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
like kind of like your book, like when your dog died.
yeah,
I enjoy doing that type of art, something that has a meaning, a purpose behind it, instead of just I'm putting a name on a wall.
yeah.
Or like I enjoy something that means something to somebody. So I guess I kind of took like music and like tattooing and kind of like collabed it into one. But I ended up stopping about like 2 years ago. Just when you start doing tattoos and you're not in a shop, like I did apprentice through my buddy that was in a shop,
Okay.
and it's just when you start getting out into more like the street environment, so to say, you run into a lot of crap customers, and it's just like I just kind of had my feelings like when you start to hate what you're supposed to love, like it's time to walk away from it. So
Yeah.
I just kind of walked away from it because of that reason.
Yeah, no, I feel you, man. I remember when I had my little time in tattooing. It was hard getting customers, and then the customers that I did get definitely did want something big for like cheap, or expected something big for cheap. You know, honestly, because I mean, yeah, my skills, yeah, you know, they were like basic or a little bit less than basic. So, yeah, I felt like my customers always wanted something big for like cheap.
For me, it's not even that. It's like I had one dude. We did a deal like a pair of shoes for like a little bit of fixing up some work on his arm, and there was some. It was one of the 11s. I just knew they were harder to get your hands on, and I was like, you know what? I was like, let's do a deal. Like I want the shoes that brand new shoes. You want some ink? Let's make a deal. And then the end of it, he started like, no, I want a full sleeve for that. I'm like, man, dude, those Jordans are not worth a full sleeve. Like,
Mm.
no.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Like,
I never had nothing like that, man. But
but
yeah,
nah,
that
nah. He,
sucks.
he was like, nah, I'm gonna catch you out here, this and that. I'm like this tripping. I'm like, dude, over a fucking pair of shoes. Like, I
Damn.
gave him a half sleeve, fixed his half sleeve. Did some other stuff on his other arm, custom work, like all like my lettering, how I do
Yeah,
like custom stuff.
yeah.
I pulled off some custom designs for him
Jeez.
and did some stuff for his girl, this and that. Even to the point like when his tire busted, like I went and helped him and his baby mama fucking change their tire.
God damn, dude.
Like I was like straight up hospitality, yo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like I was tattooing him. He's like, hey, my chick just busted a tire. He's like, can you help me? He's like, I don't know how to change a tire. So I was like, ah, I got you, man. Like,
Damn,
we'll do
dude.
this.
Uh,
Drove them all out there, followed him back to his house. When somebody ran up in his crib, I gave him a bulletproof vest so that way, he had little kids and stuff. I'm like, man, if you're gonna be out here, like, at least be safe about it. Like, and dude wanted to come at me sideways at the end. I'm like, I did all this like just out of hospitality, just to see someone who I thought was cool,
yeah,
like stay straight. And
yeah,
he
man.
wanted to get sideways on it, so I was like, man, fuck that, I'm done.
See, man, and that sucks, bro. Because I really, when you told me you did tattoos, like I always thought that was pretty cool. Because I loved your art, but it sucks when you run into stuff like that, man.
Yeah, to me, I just found it just wasn't worth it anymore. Wasn't worth the time.
Yeah, have you ever thought of going back into it now? Maybe.
A little bit in the sense of like I'd like to do it, but if I'm gonna do it, I'd rather do it as a hobby. I don't want to do it like yeah, charge people, but like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's not like I don't want to do it full time. It's not where it's at
Yeah,
anymore
yeah,
for
more
me.
like a hobby. I get what you're
Like
saying. Yeah.
I mean, like my stuff wasn't low grade.
No,
I
no,
mean,
yeah, the shit you showed me, bro. The shit was pretty nice, bro. So, yeah, man, that sucks that people were coming at you sideways, or that guy came at you sideways, man.
yeah, I mean, I got a little dude. Like you see my little dudes over there. It's just I ain't got time for that.
Yeah, yeah,
So
dude, yeah, definitely, man. I wouldn't put yourself, yeah, I wouldn't put yourself at risk like that, man. Especially if you're not in the shop,
all right.
yeah, because I feel like in the shop you have a little bit more protection, You
Well,
you don't bring somebody to your house and you don't go to somebody's house.
all right, but like I was doing stuff like, for example, the whole inside of your arm take me maybe an hour and a half. I'd only charge you $100. You'd pay like $300-400 in the shop.
More, probably more.
Yeah, exactly. It depends on what all you got done. Like a buddy of mine, I did like a silhouette of him and his daughter
Mhm.
in front of mountains with trees and like all this other scenery, and I only charged him like $100. Like,
Got ass, but damn.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like, it was all black and gray, so it's all like I don't know.
Yeah. What's your favorite, man? Like, what's your favorite, man? Black and gray or color?
Personally, for me, I like black and gray. I don't know if you know much about tattooing, but colors don't hold in the skin longer over time.
Yeah.
The things that you see, like when you see an old guy walking around with tattoos, what do you see? Just the black.
Yeah.
That's what holds the tattoo together. So I've always just found more interest in that, like prison style, the old school black and gray. Just
Yeah.
that's why I'm covered in black and gray.
You got no color? No color? No.
I got a little bit of red.
Okay.
Other than that, no.
Yeah, same here, bro. Mainly all black. Oh wait, black and just blue.
Actually, that's really dope. That blue stuff pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, man. Yeah, my cousin. Shout out Richard.
That looks good.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Yeah, man. Yeah. When it comes to tattooing, man, I definitely love tattoos, but I was never much of a tattoo person, man. Cause just having somebody watch me or like, yeah, and plus, it wasn't always just the customer watching me. It was also like I felt like my drawings weren't tattoo.
Quality.
Yeah, quality.
Honestly, I have to disagree. I think your drawings are way up there.
Thank you, man. I
But
appreciate it.
like when you try to change something into a tattoo, it's like taking something from paper to skin. It's a whole nother element that
Yeah.
if you don't feel comfortable in doing it, yeah, your designs could go on people's skin, but if you don't feel comfortable tattooing, like you know what I mean, maybe I
Yeah,
think
yeah, that was the thing, man. I felt like my drawings weren't like I didn't feel comfortable with my drawings on people, except for like lettering, I guess.
well think about it like writers. People write music, can't sing at all. They're horrible at doing it, but they're amazing at creating it.
Yeah,
So if you didn't feel comfortable doing tattoos, man, you still make some wicked designs. I mean, look at all the stickers you do, man.
yeah. Thank you.
Like that's wicked. Like or the cars or all the stuff that's behind me. It's just
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
it's you have all the skills. It's just maybe tattooing's not for you. Just like
Yeah, yeah,
I can't oil paint, man. I can't oil paint to save my life.
yeah.
But
Same
look
here.
at what is this? The famous like the Mona Lisa and all
Yeah,
these different paintings. Those are oil-based paintings, and those things are millions and millions of dollars. Everybody has their own element.
yeah,
Yours is more of this. This is what you do.
yeah,
I decided to take mine into tattooing. I just lost my love for it because of personal
yeah, yeah.
experiences. But
Yeah, and that sucks, man. Hopefully, by the end of the day, man, people, watch this episode and fucking look at your art, and
I,
maybe, hopefully, at the end of the day, something or someone motivates you to go back in. That's what.
I'd like to. I just like right now. Actually, I'm going to school to UTI. I don't know if I told you that.
No.
So I'm actually going to be a certified mechanic.
Okay.
I always had an interest in cars back since a kid. That's actually part of where my inspiration was. You remember the Hood Riders?
Hood Riders sounds
The
familiar, bro.
the dudes who had the ginormous rims, the White Sox, the Redskins, all those steam
Oh
cars.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what.
So my stepdad used to do the interior. He did the interior on the Redskins, the all white Monte Carlo, the White Sox, the
Yeah.
box Chevy. So I got to see a lot of that culture and a lot of that custom stuff. And I got my own car now. I have a '72 Skylark.
Yeah, beautiful man, for real.
Thank you, thank you. I got that on steel.
Yeah, dude, kind of lucky, man. Hell yeah.
I got it in Wisconsin. An old guy had it in the garage for over 20 years.
Oh shit, for real.
Yeah, so there's like no rust on it. Like the underside is super super clean.
Wait,
It's
where'd you say you get it?
it was in
Oh,
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Okay.
I
Yeah.
well, this is a horrible area. This is known as the salt ring because all the salt because
Oh.
of the snow and all that.
Yeah, yeah,
So it eats away at cars. So
yeah,
if you get a car, you want to get it from like California,
yeah.
Texas, Arizona.
Warm weather.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Where there's no salt on the roads like there is here.
yeah.
So to get a car that had like no rust, I mean, like there's like maybe this much little bubbling in the rear quarter that's going to have to be cut out and fixed. A little bit in the passenger door. I don't know why, but in the corner, the bottom corner of the passenger door, they rusted out for some reason.
Okay.
So there's like a little L-shaped mark that needs to be cut and new metal needs to be put there. And then on the other side of the quarter, other than that, it's still got original exhaust, original rear end. The headliner is still good. Like, no, you see old cars, the
Yeah.
headliner's dragged. Like, no, it's still solid. Like, it is super solid.
Dude, nice, man. For real.
So I didn't get it. It didn't have a motor, but
Oh, really?
yeah.
Oh, shit.
So I paid like 5 G's for it.
Oh.
I just got a $5,000 motor, and I only paid two for it. Dropped it in there like a month or two ago. So I dropped the engine in there, and like it's been solid.
Yeah. What motor did you get?
A 455.
Oh, 459. Okay.
Dude, those things are nasty. If you ever get time to research a 455 Buick engine, look up the stage two. Completely nasty. I'd like to go stage two. It's a lot of money, man.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like those cars are like 350 horsepower. We're making over 500 foot-pounds of torque, but yet they weighed the same weight as a small block.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at it like this, so a small block Chevy, it's like stuff like in your Tahoe
Yeah.
or like Suburbans like that, like a 350. So they weigh about like I think it's like 550 pounds or something like that. Well, this engine is a big block, so it makes the power of a big block, but it only weighs like 600 pounds. So it only weighs like 50 to 25 pounds heavier than a small block. But yet, like a Chevy big block will be like 300 pounds heavier.
Mm.
So it's making all the power of the heavy weight at less weight, and it's making more torque at the same horsepower rating. So those cars were just nasty back in the 70s. So where like your Chevelles, your Novas, all those cars, everybody wants those, right?
Mm.
But the Buicks were slept on. Those cars were like straight up. If you look at 1970, they were the most slept on car, like Speed magazines and all those.
Yeah.
That was the car of the year.
Oh,
Had the
shit.
fastest time.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know that.
I didn't know much about it either. I just liked the car because of the shape.
Hmm.
And I didn't want to pay for the Chevelle name. You go look at a Chevelle, same car with same condition, you're spending double, triple.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because you're paying for the name.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Yeah.
the Skylights were slept on, so I was like, you know what? I'm getting this. I'm slapping whatever I wanted. It's the same frame, same rear end. The only difference is headlights and taillights
Okay.
and the little symbols.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah. So, but I started working on my car, and my car was like super, super like think about if you let dust sit on a car for 20, 30 years, it just the paint's faded, everything. I literally worked the car by hand with like waxes and all that, and now it shines almost as
Brand new.
yeah,
Oh, dude.
yeah. Like it's just I don't know if you have you ever seen that photo where half the car looks like really faded and dry, and then the other half looks all wet and shiny.
Nah, dude. To me, man, when every time I see your pictures, bro, your car looks like not brand new, but it looks damn near brand new.
Okay, yeah. So more or less, it actually was like imagine you just took like 10 years of dust and threw it on top of something.
Eesh.
Yeah, it was like flat, like I just took a lot of wax and a lot of hand time, and I found that like with tattooing or the art, like I found myself at peace. And that's kind of one of my favorite things about art and cars like that. So I was like, you know what? If I can have this much enjoyment doing stuff that people hate doing, why shouldn't I do this for a job?
Yeah, bro.
And it's also a constant new project. Like when you're doing drawing, how many times have you ran out of ideas?
Yeah, quite a bit.
With a car, if I do your car, I'm done. All right, I got a completed project. Next guy walks up, he's got a completely different thing that he wants. And so I keep getting new projects without having to use my own.
Okay. Oh, that's pretty dope, man.
So it just it's just like art, man. It's just like painting. It's just like drawing. It's
What's your favorite part? Like, do you paint them or just work on like the
uh,
motor?
so right now, with the school I'm going to at UTI, it's just like engine work. Which I mean, each of it has its own aspect. I'd like to get in body and paint, but gotta find someone who's willing to teach it. And I don't know if you've ever looked into that stuff. That stuff's expensive.
Oh, really?
I was just getting a quote
Wait,
from
wait. Like expensive equipment wise, or getting to learn it?
both.
Oh shit. Okay.
So think about it as if you're taking an apprenticeship with tattooing. So that takes about a year to 2 years to be an established artist just in tattooing.
Hmm.
So the paint guy, you got to learn how to do your prep work, your sanding, how to blend your paints, all the numbers, the whole layout, making sure everything's straight, like taping everything out properly. Like there's a lot of hands-on work that comes into that. So like the paint may only take a day or two, but the part that takes the longest is the body work, prepping it, making sure it's straight, making sure everything's smooth. Like
Clean and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, that is the biggest part of it. And there's people like, have you ever looked at some of these show cars?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's guys that have $50,000, $60,000 just in paint and body work.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. This is a paint job.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I'm just like, man, I got a quote on my car just to do a basic color, like say I wanted to do new green
Uh-huh.
or like a blue or just a black. Dude, I'm looking at like 7 grand.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, dude, that's ridiculous.
I was not expecting that. I was at least expecting 1,500, bro. But is it because your car's old or?
So if you're, so part of it is I want metal. So like people put Bondo, it's like mud, and you can smooth it out and you can get your shape and all that. But like if you want real metal, you got to have it cut out, you got to have it bent, you got to have it shaped and formed to the card so
Mm,
it looks real, like original.
yeah.
And then it's welded in there, sanded down like there's a tool I can't remember. It's like a grinder.
Okay.
And so you got to grind the excess welds off and smooth it out, and then you have the body filler that just kind of makes it all even. You're talking a lot. You're talking 100 hours
Yeah,
more
yeah,
just on prep work.
yeah. Once you started explaining the metal work, yeah, that sounds pretty expensive.
Well, if I was just to do Bondo, which is that mud stuff,
Mm.
I'd slap it on there, cake it on there, sand it out, smooth it out, get it straight, sprayed over. With this, you're cutting metal out, you're bending metal, you're literally recreating.
A piece of it.
Yeah, and so it gets expensive.
Yeah.
Same thing with like insides of cars, man. Like your engines and all that. I was pricing out just a basic mechanic tool set through Snap-on. So Snap-on is like a really good company to have.
Yeah.
With me getting like 50% off, $7,600 for a basic set.
Holy shit, dude.
Now, that's just tools, man, just to
Yeah.
work on the car. That's not the specialty tools or any of the other stuff you need. That's your basic wrenches,
Oh
like breaker
shit.
bars, torque wrenches. Like that's just your basic stuff. That's not even like your high end stuff. Like it's
Dude.
ridiculous.
Yeah, dude, crazy man. Holy shit.
Yeah, like a set of gauges to measure just like thousandths of an inch.
Mhm.
A good set is like $600.
Holy shit, dude.
Dude, yeah, it's ridiculous.
But I mean, well, yeah, man. Once you get used to it, man, and you get your customers rolling in, I feel like it pays for itself after a while.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, especially like with people bringing your type of cars where they're older. Oh yeah, bro.
Dude, I'd love to work on none but old cars.
Yeah, dude.
But honestly, the money is like in like dealerships, man.
Oh really?
Well, think about it this way. Say you were to come in and you needed a new alternator, and it's $100 an hour, right? But if I get the alternator done in 30 minutes, I just made it $100 in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And if I did two alternators an hour, but my time frame, like, because they charge you by the hour, right? Like
Yeah.
you've seen that, or they charge you labor time.
Yeah.
So if the job is supposed to take 5 hours, they're going to charge you 5 hours of labor, even if they take more or less. So if I can do that alternator, say it's only an hour, and I'm charging you $100 for the hour, that's what the rate is. If I go and get that done in half an hour, and I'm able to do a second one in half an hour, I just made $200 an hour.
Yeah.
So like, there's mechanics like in these shops and all that. They make stupid amounts of money because they're able to do the job in a shorter period of time. It's efficient.
Yeah, that's true, man.
Like, have you ever heard of, like, you know what a Lamborghini is, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Those guys get paid like, so there's not many Lamborghini mechanics. If you had a Lamborghini, and you needed a mechanic, they fly the mechanic out to you. He works on your car where your car's at, and then goes back home. There's guys that make like $3,000-4,000 in 2 days.
Holy shit. Well, yeah, I know like the maintenance of a exotic car is pretty expensive, man.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Just
Yeah,
think about that. If you're in a dealership like Ferrari or Lamborghini,
yeah, dude.
like there's a lady at UTI I was just talking to the other day. Ferrari just called her. She's gonna be sending a student out to Ferrari just like 2 months ago.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
they just wanted somebody. So I mean, I'd rather have steady work instead of like Ferrari. Yeah, Ferrari pays more, but like, how many people own Ferraris?
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
I'd rather go work on Toyotas or like Chevys or Dodges or something because they're everywhere.
Yeah,
I'm never gonna run out of work.
yeah. I feel like what to call like Cadillac would be like just as expensive as a fucking well, not as expensive, but like close.
Mercedes and Porsche and BMW are like the three highest.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think they said like on the average. Well, think about it this way: on average, like I think 10 years, BMW and Mercedes they pay like $10,000-12,000 just on repairs on their vehicles.
Oh, shit.
Like Mercedes AMGs, some people pay like $200 for an oil change.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sounds about right, man. Yeah.
So think about it. If I'm charging you $200 an oil change, how many people drive Mercedes? They're everywhere.
Uh,
So there's money to be made. It's just I find that cars talk less than people.
yeah, bro. Yeah, that's definitely I don't know how you want to call it better. You know, 'Cause if I have a job, I prefer not to work with people or talk to people. I prefer just to do the job.
Yeah, I feel that. Or my other thing is how do you word it? More or less, I'd rather make less money and enjoy my job than have a really high paying job and hate it every day.
Yeah, that's true. Same here, man. I'm with you on that one.
I'm more for the happiness and the peace than the better money.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
They,
true,
they,
man.
they can keep that money. I'd rather be happy.
Yeah, Brandon, that's what's up, man. Because I feel like a lot of people aren't like that. You know, they rather be miserable for the short time and collect the money.
I mean, if they're doing that for years, like I used to work at PCI, I don't work there anymore. I mean, I loved my first shift crew, but like when I was on third man, they were miserable. Like they were literally nitpicking just to try to find something to mess with you about. Like it was stupid.
Yeah, yeah, that
And
sucks.
so I was like, I don't work there no more. But like, man, I'd rather flip burgers, bro. To be honest with you, as long as I'm happy, even if I take the pay cut, I'd rather just enjoy what I do.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Oh yeah, congrats, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah. What's your well? Are you done with your car or do you?
No, I'm still working on it. I actually just spent like all day yesterday messing with it. Yeah, kind of broke a U joint. I don't know if you know what that is.
Nah.
More or less, it's the part that connects the drive shaft to the rear end.
Oh, okay.
That's this little like four prong thing. It's like an X. Well, anyways, I didn't put the cap on right, and I bent a couple of bearings inside, and I crushed them when we were sitting there trying to hammer the joint on.
Yeah.
And should have took us 5 minutes, and it took us like 2 hours because we were
Oh,
sitting because it wouldn't. We thought it was we had it powder coated,
okay.
so we thought maybe the paint was giving us clearance issues. So we were sitting there messing with it, trying to get it to fit. Accidentally knocked off the cap on the one end when we were sitting there trying to like push it back and forth, kind of like finesse it in.
Mhm.
Cat fell down. We looked inside and seen all the crushed bearings. We're like, oh fuck.
Eesh, damn, dude.
Yeah, but we took the original exhaust off, dropped the oil pan, changing filters. There's a lot to go on like cars, man. It's
No, no, I bet, bro. Shit, yeah, man. Just me doing these, I kind of got a little, idea of what a big car can, the problems and stuff.
Well, when you look at the little cars, think about all the little wires you put in there.
Yeah,
You have that many wires in the engine. You
yeah.
have that many wires inside. Like you got fuel lines, brake lines. There's a lot that goes into it until you like when you actually sit there and look at it. You're like, holy shit, this is a lot.
Yeah.
And new cars, dude, they're nothing but electronics. Like,
Yeah, dude, cheap plastic electronics, man.
yeah,
I'm very like I mean, don't get me wrong, new cars are nice, but the thing is that I hate personally is it's plastic. Like what 50? No, not 50. Like I know some of it 50% is like metal and like the rest is plastic.
well, even at that, it's not like back then they used solid steel.
Yeah.
Like a car like this back in the day, solid steel.
Yeah, my sister got like a Chevy. Fuck, it's an old school, bro.
Just they're just solid.
Yeah, yeah, solid
Now
metal, straight solid.
nowadays it's like really thin aluminum and like it's like a pop can, man.
Yeah,
They just fold. I'm good on these new cars.
yeah,
I like the fuel economy, but I don't like the way they're built.
yeah, yeah. Same here, man.
Made cheap and fast.
Yeah.
Also, never listen to your guys on your oil changes. They do like the cheapest crap. Like it's better to do your own.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I always go to Grease Monkey, man. I'm too lazy.
Well, I get that, but what happens is like these dealerships. The reason why they put the cheap stuff in there, how do you think they sell you more cars? If your car breaks down, eventually you're gonna get a new car, right?
Mm.
They're never gonna sit there. I'm sorry to say, but most mechanics won't sit there and fix your car and do the best job. Like they're not gonna put the oil in there that's gonna make your car last the longest. They're gonna tell you, oh, every 5,000 miles. Nah, do that shit sooner. Like if
Mm.
you want your car to last, stay on top of your oil changes. Like
Yeah,
for
that's
real.
true, man. Yeah, oil change can matter.
Well, my dad, he's got a Grand Prix. He's got over 400,000 miles on that car.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah. When have you ever seen a Grand Prix last that long?
Yeah, I never seen like a car with that many miles.
Yeah. And he hasn't changed the transmission. He's got the original engine, original transmission. He just stays on top of his fluid changes.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yeah. The thing's still running. I don't know how, but it still runs.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you. Yeah, like, does your dad own a shop or just a
Nah,
garage, his own garage?
no, my dad, he just kind of learned how to do his own maintenance. Cause,
Oh, really?
you have any 64s up here?
No, bro. I was gonna say because I seen that you did a '64 model car, bro. How'd you get it? Cause, dude, I tried looking for a '64, bro. I'm looking at least 160 to 200 for a model
Really?
car.
Hobbytown, USA.
Hobbytown, USA.
Yeah, right over there on,
Yeah, I know
off
where
like,
that is. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so go in there to look for, tell me you're looking for a 64 Impala. And they have this lowrider kit in there. So what I did is I actually took and chopped the top. So I made a custom convertible because my grandpa has a real one.
Yeah, yeah. I seen that. Trust
So
me.
my dad actually worked on my grandpa's Impala. So that Impala is actually an all original car. It's the original owner. It's got the original like
Holy shit, original?
yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he bought it brand new in '64. My grandpa's had it all these years, so he's got all the receipts. He's got all the everything.
Yeah,
Nothing is. It's all original.
yeah, yeah.
Well, it's been repainted
Hmm.
because it needed some touch ups from like the rust repair and all that. So it has a little bit of stuff like that. But as far as the interior, those are original bucket seats. He had them re-leathered due to the fact of old leather cracks, fades, turns brown, like the white leather and all that.
Yeah.
So he had a lot of it done, but my dad had to do a lot of it because the shop it was in was starting to lose like bolts and screws. And when you have those original bolts and screws, you can't get those anymore.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
So,
Hell yeah, I imagine.
so like my dad was super picky about every little thing, and so when it came over to other stuff, it's kind of went hand in hand. He's just been super picky about it, and so he's just I don't know. I think he's just picked up over the years and just
I mean, that's good, bro. Shit.
I
Yeah.
say I'm learning a little bit from him, and he used to work in a tow truck company, so I think part of it was maybe where he worked, like he had to work on vehicles. So I don't know all of how he did it, but he's had some really cool rides though.
Yeah, I bet, bro. Hell
He's
yeah.
had three or four Firebirds, the 79s.
Oh, oh, shit.
Yeah, he's had a blue one with the rare 400 Pontiac engine. Then he's had two gold ones and I think a silver one.
Oh,
He's
shit.
still got the two gold ones. And then he's also had a Stingray Corvette, like the old Stingrays. He had a couple of those.
Yeah.
Like he's had some really wicked cars and just I don't know. The Firebird is what he's kept. He's still got two of them.
Okay, that's dope, man.
So
Yeah, have you ever driven on? Or he's like, no, I can't.
No, actually, I think it's a wiring issue. So back then they
Oh,
used really cheap wiring, and so the car will start, it'll run, and then like a couple minutes in it'll die. I'm wondering if like the vibrations making the wiring come loose, or it's like corroded or something,
mm,
and so it's not getting full connection, and it'll die.
oh, okay.
So we can't keep it running. It runs, it's just
Yeah, well, yeah, okay.
so, but it's still good. He's still got all the original interior, like all the faded interior. It's nothing's been changed on it. It's still survived all these years.
Oh, shit, dude. Hell yeah,
Yeah.
that's dope.
So
Yeah, I mean, that's dope that he managed, or your family managed to keep their cars original, man. That's kind of hard to do.
dude, it's like
Especially, I feel like here, because cold spots. You got the sand, not sand.
the
You got
salt.
yeah, the salt, and then the weather. Depending, the humidity. I
Well,
feel
yeah.
like rust shit.
Well, yeah. So the salt actually eats away at like the metal,
Yeah.
but then the humidity and the moisture in the air is what creates the rust. It's like it like builds a pocket in there. That's kind of like infection. Like if you were to get like say you got cut, or like when the tattoo, if you leave the heat and moisture in there and all the fluids and all that, you can get infected. Same thing on a car. It's
Yeah.
basically eats away at the car.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you're talking about, man. Yeah, my
It's just
fucking Tahoe got an infection.
they call it cancer on the
Yeah.
cars, but no, it's just my dad is taking care of his car. Like it's honestly, I don't know how he did it.
I know, right? That. I mean, for me, I always ask that, like, how do they do, especially somebody that lives in like Illinois type area.
They don't drive
Yeah, man. No, yeah, I get what you're saying, man. Cause my sister, man, she has a Chevy.
box Chevy.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a box.
It's either a Caprice or an
Yeah, there you
Impala.
go, Caprice. Yeah, she got the Caprice, bro, on like 22s, I think.
Oh, nice, nice.
Mm,
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of these cars out here nowadays, they're like, have you ever tapped on a car?
tap, like
Like,
tap it.
so like if you tap around on a car, hear the noise difference.
Yeah, yeah,
So when you're tapping on metal, it'll have one sound. When you tap on like Bondo and all that mud stuff, it has a different sound.
yeah. Mm,
So you'll actually be able to tell if it's metal or not metal, how much of it's solid and all that. A lot of these cars out here aren't that solid. So if
yeah.
she's got a solid car, it'll be worth something one day. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
they're
dude.
I mean they're going up in price now, but the more that she keeps that car together, the more it's worth.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, bro, she got a steal on it, man. Well, I think it's a steal because she got it on 22s, or like the way it was. It's two colors.
Okay.
One side silver, the other side's black.
Oh, where they like split it down the middle?
Yeah, yeah,
I think I may have seen that.
yeah, bro. And yeah, bro, she got it as is. The only problem was when she first got it, it was all scratched up from the dealer's ex. For that,
Sounds about right.
yeah,
Sounds about right.
yeah, and all she had to do really was just fix the paint and then the fucking, I think the muffler because it was hanging a little bit. But pretty much a solid car, bro. Shit, 'cause, I've gotten in it and she's rode it. And the thing too, bro, she didn't turn it on for like almost 7 years. Not that long ago, she turned it on, turned on.
The old cars, they're just
Bro, crazy, right? I mean, because I've heard that you gotta at least change the oils, take out the fuel brake line.
the fluid, and you should obviously drain the fuel because fuel goes bad
Yeah.
within like a couple months. Like that's why they tell you not to leave fuel in your lawnmower over the winter.
Yeah, dude, and dude, it's like I shit you not, bro. Like the tires seem flat, and I know for a fact it was more than 5 years before she turned it on. One day she goes in there, turns it on, turns on. Crazy.
Some of those cars,
Yeah,
they're
dude.
indestructible.
Yeah, dude. I would imagine the engine would have cracked, because all those cold winters.
Well, maybe not that, but the fluids. I wouldn't imagine the fluids would have still been good.
I know, right?
Cause
Or
like,
something.
well, like even on like my engine, if it's not running, usually the fluids will sit and sometimes it'll seize up, so you'll have to prime it, get it restarted. Like there's a lot of work that goes into those old carbureted engines. So like the fact that it just starts up, is just some of them are just monsters and you can't kill them.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, like I said, man, my sister got a steal, man. Because I mean, you tell that to somebody that knows cars and like see the reaction.
Well, you know the Twins Auto Mall right around the corner
Mhm.
from here. They got a '78 Monte Carlo. I mean, it's missing some stuff. There's starting like the trim around the wheels. You can see the bubbling where the rust is starting to come through. You see a lot of bubbling. They want like $19,000 for that car.
Oh crap.
And I seen another one. It's sitting on right around 20s, 22, somewhere in there. I'm not exactly sure what size it is, but I know it's right in that size frame.
Huh.
Um, like really clean interior. It's red. It's all white. All the bumpers, like all the lines, the body lines, are really close together, like a new car.
Okay.
All the trim is there. All the like the end pieces on the lights, like no, the older cars will have like those little plastic, like orange covers instead of actually having like a glass or a lens.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It has all that, and they only want like 15,000 for it, and it is super clean. I'm talking about like the underside's taken care of, all this other stuff. So, yeah, man. Like, or I have three Junkin pallets. Like, if you took all three of them, you can make one car out of it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and those cars are like $2,000-3,000 a pop, just from the condition they're in. Like one has no title, the floors are gone, the trunk is gone, um, windshield, rear window, all of it shattered out, but it has an original AC vent, so it's an original air conditioning car from the '60s. You can't find that stuff anymore. Those vents are like $200 a vent.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like that old stuff, it looks like a pile of junk. There's people that pay a lot of money for those cars. Like I've had it where all three cars I've been offered 4 grand for all three of them. One's missing literally the back half of the car. Like the trunk is gone. There is no trunk.
Oh shit.
Like the trunk lid is there, but
Yeah.
nothing else is there. Yeah. And the other one, no engine, no hood, but it's got a title, and the rest of the car solid. I have so many people hit me up on that car. I don't have time to mess with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, how'd you find those?
My grandpa had them,
Oh,
and
okay.
he's like, if you want, he's like, I just want them gone. He's like, sell them. He said, you can keep the money, just get them out of here for me.
Yeah. Damn, lucky man.
So I want to mess with them. Between school, I'm getting a new job here. I'm actually gonna be starting at Eston soon.
That's what's up, man.
So it's like I got enough on my plate, and then I got my son, and just
Yeah, just give it time, man. How old are you?
24.
Yeah, oh, bro. Yeah, definitely keep them, man. No matter what. I mean, right now it might not seem you got time, but later on, bro, shit, you'll have time.
All right,
Especially now that you're, learning to do shit like that.
all right. The only thing is I don't know if I really want to dig that much into it because my car has a lot there, and like
It's,
it's a lot to do.
yeah,
A car like that, you're talking days,
years.
weeks. It could be years. There's some cars that are 5 year builds.
Yeah,
So if you're talking 4 or 5 years into it, some people that have 10-year builds, like it depends on your budget. So
yeah.
those Impala pieces, it's ridiculous. There's stuff you can't find anymore, like the clutch pin that we have on the blue one. I couldn't even find it. I tried to Google search it, or like where like I could search it, like the see check Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, all these other places that you can look for car parts. And I'm like,
Uh,
they just don't exist.
yeah, man. Yeah, you gotta either find them off an old car or somebody that just has it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So more or less, you got to find somebody who has them extra. And what happens is a lot of time these people who flip cars, they'll cut them up, and they'll charge you $300-400 for something that really shouldn't be that expensive because they're the only people who have it.
Mhm.
So more or less, you're stuck paying what somebody else wants to charge
Yeah, yeah.
because there's
No,
nowhere else
yeah,
to get
yeah.
it.
I kind of got an idea of how that goes, man. Because I do watch a lot of car, shows where they restore a lot of old cars. It looks fun there, but now that you're explaining it, yeah.
I mean, it is fun, but you got to have that passion. It's kind of like art, man. If you don't have the passion for it, like there's guys on there, like you see how they rip people off. They're like, I only paid $3,000 for this car. I'm gonna put $20,000 worth of work into it. And I'm gonna charge $60,000-70,000,
Yeah.
and they have all the connections to do so, and they're ripping people off. They're ripping the old lady who's had a car that's $100,000 car. They gave her 5 grand for it, and she thinks she got a deal.
Yeah, yeah,
They rip people off all the time. It's just those people ruin it for people like us who actually have a passion for something.
yeah, yeah. No, okay, man.
So it's a
Yeah,
lot. It's
yeah.
a
No,
lot.
I feel you, man. Yeah, but that's what's up, man. Shit, you know, um, you doing your thing, man. Yeah, man.
I want to get a Skyline.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they're like 80 grand starting.
yeah. I thought those weren't. You can't have those skylines.
You can and you can't.
Yeah.
So there's a gray area. So there's I don't remember what law this is, but Bill Gates, thank you for this one. This is the only reason I like Bill Gates.
Yeah.
I don't really care for Bill Gates otherwise. Um, he got a law where if a car is like a show car, a race car, or it's past 25 years old, you're allowed to import them because back in the day, people were able to get Mercedes Benz from Germany cheaper than you could in the U.S. after importing them. So you would literally save lots of money just doing this with these cars. And so they made it illegal to do that. So now you have to wait 25 years.
Eesh.
Yeah, so the R34 is like the Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yeah.
In 2023, they'll become legal.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
yeah. Then.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like if they're over 25 years old, you can import.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the only bad thing is in certain states you have to bring them
Cool.
up to emissions, safety regulations. Like in California, they keep that. I'm not paying for all that.
No.
Like not like even your old schools, you have to get them up to emission standards.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit. I thought it was just certain sports cars that you have
No,
to do
no.
that.
So in California, they're like really strict on your emission stuff. So like there's certain states like in like Florida. That's why they import them in Florida
Mm.
because there's like no regulations down there. There's cars that go way over the speed limit, don't have the safety regulations. Like this Florida is just one of the best places to import them.
Mm. Not
So
bad.
I was looking at one. Your GTRs are starting at 80,000, and they're going up to about 300,000. What happened is, have you ever heard of Motor X?
Motor X sounds familiar.
So Motor X was a racing company back in about mid 2000s, if I'm remembering this right. They imported a bunch of R32s, which was known as Godzilla. Remember the yellow one from for the first Fast and the Furious, that one wrong street pizza boy or whatever.
Oh yeah.
That dude's car. That's the R32.
Okay.
So those were known as Godzilla. It was one of the first cars. It was really big on the European circuit. They actually have four-wheel drive and they have four-wheel turning. So the rear wheels would turn when you're hitting a corner, and it allow you to round the corner better. That's why they were so good at handling the track.
Mm.
So the R33, which is a very slept-on model, it was in between year. Not many people like them. Everybody likes the R32 or the R34, which is the Too Fast, Too Furious one. Well, so what they did is they started testing a lot of R33s and R32s, and basically there's very minor changes, meaning like the front bumper, the rear bumper. There's very minimalistic changes in the actual vehicles themselves. And so they started crash testing them, but because the R34s were so hard to get, they didn't crash test those. And so they were bringing them in, importing, telling the government and all this and that, the DOT, that these cars have been tested, that there's nothing different on the car except for just the trimming,
Mm.
which wasn't true.
Yeah.
The engines are different, a lot of different stuff in it. Well, anyways, so they got, I think, a total of like 15 of these cars in the U.S. Motor X got busted for all the stuff. They started literally seizing cars, so there was a lot of them that got crushed. And
Yeesh.
so now these cars that are legal in the U.S. right now are either race cars or were grandfathered in from the Motor X deal. So the ones inside the U.S. right now are like starting at like 300,000 to go to 500,000. Like these cars are worth a crap load of money.
Mm.
Like Paul Walker's personal one
Yeah.
is up for sale right now for like 500 grand.
100 grand. Oof.
Yeah, and
It's a beautiful car though, man.
oh yeah, and it's got all the technology from back then. So if you look at all the technology, he had the newest, the greatest, the best stuff you could get for those cars at that time. I would like one, but I don't want to pay that much money,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna wait.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
wait until they start like hitting like 80,000, where it's a little more price range. Like once I get my job and everything going, where I like with the mechanic stuff, because you have the potential to make a lot of money as a mechanic.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
Like certain mechanics, they make like a $250,000 a year.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they make over 100 grand easy, but they do a really good job. They have the tools. They get the right connections. That's what it is.
Mm.
So those guys, they make enough money where they can go and afford an $80,000 car. You know what I mean? Like if you work for Mercedes, thought into how much these guys make.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't. I know a mechanic makes good money, man, for real. But I didn't know like almost a quarter of a mil.
Well, that's like your higher end shops. That's would be like your Mercedes, your Lexus, like your higher tier of cars and engines and all that. You're gonna make more money just because better jobs, better opportunities.
Yeah, yeah. I see. Yeah, I feel you.
So you're within that market. If you get all that money, by all means, great. But the average guy who makes 40,000 a year, he can still afford a nice, $30,000-$40,000 car and do it reasonably. So if I'm making close to that same number where I'd be in that range to buy like an $80,000 car, $100,000 car, well, it means I'm getting a Skyline. Everybody
Yeah.
else wants a Corvette. Everybody else wants a Ferrari, a Mercedes. Give me that. Forget that. I want a Skyline.
Yeah,
I
man.
want to turn heads.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, definitely you would with that, man. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not too much of a car head, but I do know what I like. And that's definitely one of those cars
Well,
I like.
honestly, man, you look like you like a lot of classics.
Oh yeah, classic. Oh hell yeah, bro. Yeah, definitely classics are one of my favorites. Like, cause like I always, like I said earlier, like nowadays I feel like the cars now are just plastic.
Dude, honestly, if you learn a few things, old cars will last forever.
Yeah, yeah, that's true, man. And don't get me wrong, like the new cars, some of them look nice. The majority of them look kind of ugly. To tell you the truth.
To be honest with you, man, they're not made to last anymore.
Yeah.
Well, like think about it this way. So on an old school car like this, you'd have a cast iron engine. You can work with cast iron engines until you literally blow them up.
Yeah.
Aluminum engines nowadays, that's what they make them out of, like an aluminum block. Mechanics don't want to touch them
Yeah.
because if you take them apart, it's a liability. Something happens, now you're giving that person a new car. That's why people don't mess with rear ends, your drivetrain. If it's not a transmission or certain engine parts, like if there's certain things wrong with your engine, like on not what you drive here, but like my Toyota,
Mhm.
there's certain things. If there was certain things wrong with it, they would tell me you just need a whole new engine. They wouldn't even fix it because
No.
it's too much of a liability to sit there and have to give somebody a brand new engine.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. Like I said, man, I definitely don't like the new cars too much, except for certain ones. But that's
I
about
mess
it.
with Toyota, man. Those things last forever. As
Yeah.
long as you stay on top of your oil changes,
Yeah.
they'll
Toyotas and Hondas, right?
yeah, for the most part, like your Accords, your Civics. I don't know much about the Honda SUV line, but like, have you heard of the Tacoma? It's either the Tundra or the Tacoma.
I had the Tundra. The
Okay,
little.
so the Tundra is the bigger one. The Tacoma is a little smaller version, just kind of like you have your Tahoe and your Suburban,
Okay.
just bigger body. There's one guy who was like religious on his oil changes. He had over 1,000,000 miles on his car. Like Toyota offered to buy his vehicle to figure out what he did to make it last that long, so they could replicate it or figure out what happened. The guy never gave it up. He's like, nah. He's like, I don't. He's like, just fix what I need fixed, and I want to keep going.
Damn, dude, that's crazy, bro.
Well, think about it. Like my dad's Pontiac Grand Prix. I
Yeah,
think it's
yeah,
like a 2000 or 2001. It's
yeah.
got over 400,000 miles on it and still going.
Oh yeah, crazy, man. Shit. Makes me want to take better care of my shit.
Dude,
Yeah,
your Tahoe, it is a Tahoe, right?
yeah, Tahoe.
If you keep regularly on your oil changes and like you're not like launching on it and you're not riding it rough, dude, those cars average like what 300,000 miles. Now imagine if you babied it all the time. You would never have the issues with it. You sit there and take care of it, put good oil in it.
Dude, yeah, shit you not, bro. That truck, I think it's made to last, bro. There's times where it's supposed to be wrecked or not turning on. Like, hey, yeah, like it's supposed to be a junk car, but man, dude, surprisingly, it's lasting, man.
Dude, those are built forever. Like
Yeah.
my Tahoe, the computer part of the
Huh?
brain was fried. I drove it like that for 2 years.
Oh shit.
Yeah, dude, it
Yeah.
stopped when I needed to stop. It turned on all the time in the coldest of times.
Yeah.
The AC didn't like me, so I had to ride with the windows down.
Yeah.
But like the heat always turned on.
Yeah.
I drove that thing for 2 years like that,
Oh wow,
and
dude.
I sold it.
Oh really?
Yeah, someone's still driving it to this day.
Yeah,
So
man. Yeah, I definitely love Chevy, man. That's one of my favorites.
yeah, honestly, I don't like the newer ones. There was so within the last few years, I think it's the Impalas. Like this was like say mid 2000s. It was either Impalas or the Malibus, one of them. They had a certain engine that the sensor in the oil was wrong, so it would tell you your oil life was like 80%. So you wouldn't change oil, right? But realistically, it was really, really bad, and so it would constantly build up in the engines and destroy it. Like, so that's actually the main one cause of like destroying engines, is there's dirt, like stuff that the oil filters through,
Hmm.
and if you don't change it regularly, it builds up inside the engine, causes damage, wear and tear. That's not necessary. So it would tell you you don't need an oil change, but realistically, you really need to change your oil before you start damaging stuff. And it was cheaper just to sweep it under the rug than to actually fix the problem. So over the years, they've gotten better and they fixed that issue.
Yeah.
But like there was a period, like look at not the year, the next generation Tahoe, not what you have, but the next one.
Hmm.
You know how they're like super cheap because there was a lot of issues with them that they don't tell people about. That's why people are having like engine rebuilds at 100,000 miles or like new transmissions, all these other issues that this Tahoe never had. And then you look at the one after that, they're back, they're skyrocketing again. There was a certain thing that they had in that time frame. I think it was like 2006, 2007 through like 2012. Like there was some issues they were having and they weren't fixing it. And
Mm.
so hence why a lot of those Tahoes and the Avalanches, they're super cheap. Why? Because they're not reliable.
Mm.
But yet my Tahoe like that, I paid $5,000 for that, and like that car had like only like 130,000 miles on it. That truck, and it lasted me with a destroyed brain. The thing kept running.
Yeah. That's cool.
They last forever.
Yeah.
You see them.
Yeah. Which year did you have? I got
I
oh 05.
I know too.
Oh 02? Okay.
Yeah, so mine was the LTZ, whatever is that like the
Okay.
off
Okay.
road package and all that, where it had
Yeah.
the 4 wheel auto, 4 wheel high, 4 wheel low, two
Yeah.
high, two low. Like it had all that package. It had the tow hooks. It had the upgraded suspension. Like it had,
Oh shit.
and it also had the split doors instead of the hatch.
Okay.
Truck truck was awesome. Just had a destroyed brain in it.
Not bad though.
I drove it like that for over 2 years.
Yeah, man, crazy.
That's what I'm saying. If you treat that right, dude, that thing will last you forever.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, that one cost me about like almost 10.
Oh, so how
I
many miles
think.
did it have?
No, wait. Yeah, 10. I think I had. I forgot how many miles. Barely had 100 though. I think. No,
That,
actually, no. I like 110.
that's good though. I got mine for 5, but mine was an '02. But dude, that thing, as long as you treat that right, that thing will last you forever.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
Oh, also wash it all the time. Because all that salt, man, that's what eats away at your car.
I know, dude. Like I said, man, my shit is infected from the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it. Like if you really look when you leave, like if you look, like it's on both sides, but my driver's side you can tell more. If you look at like where you step on,
hmm
like right above it, you'll see all that shit right on the door.
What happens is people don't wash the salt off and it eats away at your paint and your metal and everything else.
Yeah, I slowly figured that out.
Yeah, man, it's. Well, I guess you don't have to worry about that with plastic.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We already hit an hour, man. For
Oh,
real.
for real?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
I
Yeah,
didn't
it flies by, man. The thing I like, is doing this is like just talking, cause like if time flies.
know exactly. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, no, yeah, and and the thing I like to bring people, like us, we just talked about cars, bro. Like majority of the time, which I don't mind, cause like as you see, I do like cars. So
Well, yeah.
yeah, we definitely have something in common, and
Well, definitely art too.
yeah, dude, and yeah, and that's what the show's all about, man. Just having people like you come on, old school friends, and talk about art or whatever they're
Oh
into.
yeah, I appreciate it, man. It's nice to come out.
Yeah, man.
So I haven't kicked it with you in a hot minute.
Yeah, dude, and that's one thing I truly always regretted, man, like not kicking it. Because, bro, like I said, and I'm gonna keep saying it, I always loved your art.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Like, honestly, you were one of my big inspirations because, like, back in the day, you did stuff that I couldn't touch.
Yeah,
And so whenever I seen somebody else who did something I can't do, it made
yeah,
me want to be able to do so.
yeah, yeah. Same here, bro. I remember when you. What? So this is recent, guys, but I got some old stuff,
Oh, you got old stuff still laying around.
man. But I can't find that one book we did like a 2-page collab.
Oh, and me, you, and Tyquez.
Yes, bro.
Do you still
Dude.
talk to him at all?
No, dude. A lot of old school people, I really don't talk to, man. Which I regret every day. You know.
Yeah, no, honestly, man, back in the day, I don't know how many people, man, they're no longer alive. Oh,
I don't know,
snap.
dude. I don't know if you remember that, bro.
I do actually. I do.
Hell yeah,
I don't
dude.
remember who did what, but
No, you did the obviously you did the lettering, and then I did the spray can. I think you did the gun.
okay.
Yeah. But bro, dude, I definitely do gotta find that book because dude, that book has like a lot of treasures.
Dude, I remember this. I just didn't remember who did what.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, bro. I definitely collected a lot of stuff from like people that I did do collabs with. I definitely got that somewhere.
Man,
It's somewhere in here.
dude. Wow, I haven't seen this in years. So that's
A blast from the past, man.
what? I'm 24 now.
27, about to 28.
Was it? You were a senior, right? My freshman year?
Yeah, I was 1 year behind everybody.
Wait, you were behind your
Yeah, well, my age, cause uh,
birthday, right?
yeah, yeah, birthday.
So
So
what year did you graduate?
I was supposed to graduate 2013. I didn't graduate.
Well, no. Okay, so what your senior year was what 2014 then? Technically, when you actually graduated.
Yeah,
So 2014, man. That's almost what 10 years old.
yeah, dude, almost, yeah, yeah.
Dude, that's a long time ago. That's
No, wait, actually, when we did that, that was like, yeah, like my sophomore.
no, cause you were a senior
I
my
was,
freshman year.
nah, bro. I think I was like a sophomore.
Cause I'm only 24. It means you're 3 years ahead of me.
Yeah, something like that, man.
Well,
Yeah,
no, cause I used to kick it with you all the time at lunch, and that was my freshman year. And then you and a bunch of the other guys had graduated, and so like there was only a handful of us left.
yeah. I know. I was supposed to still keep going, bro, but
Man, that's dope.
it,
I don't know, just pick up on the camera, but like that's super old.
yeah, dude.
That's some old stuff.
Yeah, dude. I wish I had the fucking old school book though, man. For real,
Dude,
that one.
I have one that's so old I got tape holding that thing together.
Yeah, bro. The best kind, man.
Yeah, that it really is. I miss all this stuff. Like this is all new school stuff that we used to do. Like I don't know, it's a whole nother element nowadays.
Oh yeah, dude. To tell you the truth, man. I mean, obviously, you're always good, but yeah, you definitely got better, man. Especially with the, I feel like with the tattooing, because it added another technique or
Yeah,
another
element.
style, So
Yeah,
definitely beautiful, man.
I wish I had some of my stuff.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Yeah, whenever you want to come back, man, it's
Oh,
like
actually,
this is more of a thing where if you ever want to come back and just talk and chill, bro, shit, you're
yeah,
always
definitely.
welcome.
Here, let me see if I can pull anything up. I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up on the camera or not. Like, I got some old stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if you have it on. Oh yeah, dude.
So, like, I don't know if the camera's able to pick that up on a phone that well or
I
not.
think so. But
Like, that was one of my last drawings I did.
um, you got it on Instagram?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. So definitely check them out on Instagram.
455 big block.
That's your
Yeah,
Instagram.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'll definitely type it in the video. But yeah, definitely go check out Brendon, man. Brendon, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
because
yeah.
I always got it confused because the E and then
Yeah.
there's Brandon
Right,
with the
right.
A.
So I mean, I've always answered the both because usually there's nobody else around than me that's with the
Dude,
same name.
yeah,
So
don't feel bad. I remember people used to call me Angle, bro. You'll be surprised how many people don't know how to say Angel or spell it. People don't
really,
know how to spell Angel. But at the same time, I mean, I guess it's the two letters at the end, the E and the L, that
no,
confuse
that's
people.
dyslexic. There's
Bro,
no excuse for that.
bro, I literally got somebody to call me Elbow one time.
Elbow. Whoa, why would you want to be called elbow?
No, because I went to Taco Bell. I remember clearly as day, bro, because I was like, how the hell do you misspell it? But I went to Taco Bell. You know how they be like, oh, let me get your name for your order.
Yeah, yeah,
And I was like, oh, it's Angel, Angel. Okay, minutes later come by. Is there an elbow? I was like, an elbow? And then she was like, and she looked at me because she took down my name. They're like, "Aren't you Elbow?" I was like, "Nah, man, I'm Angel."
Elbow. They had them in deaf or something.
Yeah,
They're
bro.
elbow.
But yeah, man, definitely check out Brandon, man. For real, he definitely has a lot of art. Check him out. Yeah, let
Sure.
them know where they can check out your art or wherever you post if you post.
I used to post on Facebook real heavy, but I haven't been messing with Facebook really much. But honestly, Instagram is like where I post everything because I'm in the guns too, which we didn't talk much on that. I like shooting a lot, but
Yeah, definitely
gun,
next time, bro. Next time you want to come.
oh for sure. For the most part, just 455 big block on everything,
Yeah.
or I have to reactivate my Facebook. I have a page on there too. I don't remember what that's called.
Yeah.
But
Whatever you use, man. So that way people can just check out your art, bro. And
yeah,
like,
mainly Instagram is the only thing I really use anymore. Just Facebook became too much drama, and now everybody's wanting to sell T-shirts from like Pakistan. So,
yeah.
so you can't even go on groups and enjoy the community, like whether it's cars, art. Everybody's always trying to sell you something, scam you something from somewhere.
Yeah,
I've kind of just shied away from Facebook because now it's just all propaganda.
yeah, same here, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still got a Facebook, but the thing is, I really don't get on it too much because, man, I don't know why, bro. As soon as I get on Facebook and I scroll, either something sad or horrible pops up, and like that kind of ruins my day, you know.
That or it's so political and you can't even.
And yeah, and to tell you the truth, man, this gets in my head, and like it just it has me going down this rabbit hole of thoughts and shit. And like,
Like,
so yeah, so as soon as I see something negative on Facebook, I get out. All right.
just so that way you're not going down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So yeah,
Oh,
I
sure.
get what you're saying with Facebook, but definitely go check out Brendan on Instagram.
No, for sure, man. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
and every guest that comes by, bro, I definitely try to draw them something for coming by.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, you don't gotta show the camera. This is just
Nah,
for you and me.
nah. I'm gonna check it out, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So, hee hee hee.
Yeah,
Oh,
bro. I
dude,
was
this
trying to
dope.
capture the color of the beard, bro, because I my coloring.
Nah, dude, this is stupid sick. Like I mess with this.
Uh,
Man, this is super dope.
yeah,
Oh
thank you,
man,
man.
no, that is dope. Hey, bud, I see. Give me a minute, buddy.
No, you're good, man. Yeah, yeah, we're pretty much done, man. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I definitely appreciate everybody coming by, checking
Oh,
out the podcast. Definitely check out Brendan. He's definitely an old school friend who has an amazing art and an awesome car and amazing shooting. I
yeah,
definitely, I
me too.
definitely be checking out your shooting.